Oh hi there big boys and welcome to my review of Perchang, I don't know, for Nintendo Switch. This game is alright, it's not too bad, played through the entire thing. Kind of don't know why I bothered, to be honest, but I mean the game was kind of fun. So yeah, it's a puzzle action physics game where you go through Rube Goldberg style machines and do platforming stuff, but kind of not by directly controlling the stuff, but by controlling the stuff that surrounds the stuff. That doesn't make any sense. The point is, you turn on and off fans in quick succession and gravity stuff, all sorts of stuff like that, right? And you basically have to get the balls to the end. It's quite fun actually when it wants to be. However, there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of incredibly annoying levels which you just get given far too much of a tight restriction to beat them in, and you have to basically not miss a single ball, which does happen a few times. I mean, admittedly, the game's normally quite easy, I would say, but there's a few difficulty spikes that just made the game really sour for me, especially the last final level, especially. It took me about, I don't know, about an hour and a bit to beat, and it's like each level normally takes about a minute or two, so, you know, like, it was very aggravating. I was not happy. I was an angry boy. But the game usually was quite fun. You got some nice looking graphics which are quite minimalist, but they fit and they're smooth. They look good, and you want a game to be smooth, to be honest, because some of it are like frame by frame. Some of the bits you got to do, like, it's not. Yeah. Anyway, loads of new mechanics get introduced over the game, especially towards the end where you get. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but also everyone make sure to press the dash button. That's how you play the DLC that comes with the game. For some reason, it doesn't really make it very obvious, and I didn't notice until after I beat the game, but I was like, oh right, I was just like having a look at the menu thinking I was going to get some credits or something, and then I saw this button and it showed me another 20 levels. I was like, oh right, okay, and I was kind of, wasn't best pleased, but luckily those levels are actually really good, but I was worried it was going to get even harder than the last level, which was ridiculous, but yeah. So it took me about 4 hours to beat, I think, which was, it's not too bad, I suppose, for a game like this. I feel like any longer than that and I wouldn't bothered really. About 70 levels, so that's pretty good. Also got touchscreen support because it is sort of a phone game as well, and works fine. I still feel like the game is better not with a touchscreen, but it's there. And yeah, you can turn off colours to make it either do the left stick or the left trigger or the right trigger, which is quite cool, and it also makes it like a sort of meta game puzzle of having to like optimize it, thinking which is it better to have this one be my left trigger or my right trigger, because sometimes if you've got two right next to each other on the left trigger, you might end up doing something you don't want to do and actually have to do them separately, that kind of thing. It's quite cool. I quite like that, to be fair, and if you can get that right, usually it makes the maps a lot easier, which is quite clever. But there's nothing else really to say. I mean, it's quite a simple puzzle action game. The physics were a bit janky at points, to be fair. There was a few points, especially since it doesn't seem to be limited to is it the no, it's not limited on the Z axis or Z axis. So sometimes the balls can just sort of fall off, and it gets kind of annoying, especially since, like, what's the point? It's a 2D game. There's no 3D action to it. Just make it stay on the Z axis. I think it's to make it so stuff can fall off, and like, so if you mess up, it doesn't just stack up in one area, which kind of makes sense. But a lot of the time it happened on its own without there being loads of balls there. It just sort of happened midway, and it was kind of annoying. Yeah, some of the physics were just overall not particularly good, but it was fine. It was a fine game. I enjoyed myself with it, to be fair. So yeah, that was Perchang, which is also the developer's name, funnily enough. So thanks for watching me, boys. See you in a point in time, and bye.